Happy Sunday. This is Bobby and JJ Radio. We have the great Russell Yeagar with BRD, which is Big Red Dog, here in the studio. I want to say thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So let's jump right in. If you don't know who BRD, let the listeners know. Who is BRD? What do y'all do? And how'd you get here to San Antonio?
Yeah, you bet. We're Big Red Dog is a multidisciplinary engineering firm. We do real estate development here in San Antonio. We also have offices in Houston, Dallas, and Austin. Our primary focus is to bring a creative approach to engineering and a client focus to be able to allow people to do maybe a little bit more complicated of a project than what you see in those normal cities. So we really love the hard ones.
Sure.
That's what we
explain what makes them hard.
So engineering is a mixture of what you would typically think of engineering, which is maybe inventing some things to help a project happen. But with real estate development, it also includes a lot of politics and negotiation and coordination with neighborhoods, things like that. So the more of that side of the business that needs to be done, the more we like it.
And you guys are working on some pretty big projects downtown San Antonio, correct?
We are, yeah. We've started working on quite a few. We worked on the Lone Star redevelopment project that's happening. We're working on the Essex Modern City project, which has just recently started to move forward, and you're seeing some publicity on that one. And there's a few we can't quite talk about yet, but some other ones downtown.
No one's listening.
Yeah. But no, we are doing some great work also for, Gray Street Partners, who I think everybody's hearing about, and they've got a lot of things in the works, some small but also some large projects. But we're also getting an opportunity beyond downtown to do some really cool stuff here in San Antonio.
So let's talk about. So you just recently were some of the best places to work by I think the 15th fastest growing firms in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
and one of the best places to work, right?
Right.
So where is BRD originally out of?
So Big Red Dog started in Austin 7 years ago. About 5.5 years ago, we opened the branch here in the San Antonio area with myself and a partner. And since have grown from those original 8 folks to about 105 people statewide in 4 locations. And part of that obviously is growing fast, but we are excited that we've both been able to grow fast and keep good people and have a good relationship with our staff.
Sure.
And have great people who work for us.
And where are you guys located in the San Antonio area?
So our office today is just south of UTSA on Hausman Road. We have about 25 people here locally, and we're eventually hopefully going to move that office downtown, so we're working on it.
What would you say separates you from your competition?
The biggest thing I think that we do well is we make sure to understand not just our client, but our client's client, so the person that our real estate developers are building for, and we want to make sure that by understanding that person, we know how to counsel and direct our client to best serve them. And as a part of that process, we really try and get to know our client and communicate with them at an extremely high level. So beyond just calling and saying, I want something and waiting for me to finish it, we want to talk to you at least once a week, make sure we're staying on task and helping you with anything else that we can do to help your project move forward.
Can you give us an example where you were really focused on the client's client versus just, because I feel that probably happens a lot in real estate development. The developer's vision is probably sometimes feasible, sometimes not. And then, of course, you guys either make it or try to make it as feasible as humanly possible. But can you go into any details of something like that you've actually were just kind of focused, not only the client, which is the developer, but the client's client?
Sure. I think one of the things, especially in these urban projects, which we're doing a lot, is your client's not just the person who's going to come shop there, but it's also the person who's going to walk on the street next to your project. He's the one that's going to maybe have an office there down the road. So you want to do things that can accommodate all of those different items to make sure that not just the person who's using your store, but the person who walks by your project is interested in what's happening on the inside of that project.
For sure. I know you guys are working on the Essex project downtown, and we're probably going to talk about that a little bit more before the break or after the break. Some of the renderings that we've seen for Essex, it seems pretty cool. It seems very different. Do you get inspiration from other projects from around the country, or do you just really focus on whatever concept that's being thrown at you from the actual client?
Yeah, that's a great question. We do obviously look at projects across the country, across the world that we can draw inspiration from, but we're limited at some level by the creativity of our client and what they're trying to accomplish.
Right.
And we just have a benefit on that project of a very creative client that really wants to bring something new and aggressive to San Antonio that we really haven't seen as a city.
For sure.
And the type of density they're looking at is very unique, but it's also something that I think can kind of change the way both San Antonio and particularly that neighborhood look at themselves and that development. And the thing we love about it is that neighborhood is going to have a new identity when that project's done.
So are you guys involved with the design as well, or just pretty much the engineering part?
So our role in that project is to make sure that all of the water, sewer, roads, sidewalks, all of the infrastructure that goes into the project work best to serve the buildings that are going to be erected. And then
Do you really need sewer?
Yes, you do. It's probably the most critical thing we do. People complain when they don't have water come in, but when sewer doesn't go out, the project's over. It's tough.
I don't know how you do it, JJ, without sewer.
I don't know. It's been tough. So you make it possible then. I mean, for the most part.
Yeah, our goal is to try and set the table to allow the buildings to go up and work correctly.
Sure.
And if we do our job right, then there's no problems going on.
Cool. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Russell. For more information about Big Red Dog, you can find them on their website, which is
www.bigreddog.com.
We'll take a quick break. Be right back.